podcast. This is our 5th season of the Sometimes Spouse podcast, and we have grown tremendously since the beginning of the 4th season with over 7,000 downloads. Only a small percentage of podcasts ever get over 7,000, and we topped it already. This little podcast in Waco, Texas, the Christy and Max podcast. So now that it's into the 5th season, we have changed it up a little bit. I like to change it with every season for you listeners. And this year, for Mondays on the Sometimes Spouse podcast, it is Think and Grow Rich. A few weeks ago, we talked about desire and that burning desire that you have in your life, in all 7 areas of your life, not just one. And riches doesn't just mean cash, right? It means an entire richness of your life. The majority of people actually spend more time planning out their 2-week vacation than they do their life. So with you guys thinking about your burning desire and what you really wanted a few weeks ago, today we're on Think and Grow Rich, faith. I have to tell you, my faith was shaken in 2020, as many on this podcast was. I sat in my office in 2020 looking at a stack of bills, a stack of headaches, lots of problems, and I wondered how I was going to make it through the year. That was before the pandemic hits. Then that uncertainty of lockdown and all of the other things that come with it. Also pivoting my business multiple times, losing all of my franchises except ones owned by my husband and I wavered a bit on my faith. Got to be honest, as I sat there in my office, I wondered what the future looked like for the Ogle family. But as you know, we are gladiators. And I look at my life 1 year later, and I realize life was happening for me, not to me. I sat on that pity party for about 90 minutes, which is a lot longer than I would allow now. Now it's about 9 seconds. And I worried about the outcomes when a lot of those things were happening. Worry is prayers that those worries are going to happen to you. You can't focus on that. So I pulled out my Think and Grow Rich books. There's just a couple of them. I pull them out and I open them up, and it comes to faith. The visualization of, the belief in, and the attainment of desire. One of my favorite quotes is, faith is the strength by which a shattered world shall emerge in the light. All of us have had a shattered world in 2020. But faith is the strength by which the shattered world shall emerge in light. We're all going to make it through this. There is a new day coming. You have to keep faith. We will get back to normal. I know people say there's a new normal. I even say it all the time too. But we will get back to the way life was before. We'll be able to embrace our family members. We will be able to see and celebrate like we did before. I have faith that these things are going to happen. Faith looks different for every individual. I know businesses that have come into business during 2020, they've went out of business. I saw a 30-year-old business go out of business. It just didn't have the cash flow. I've coached new businesses in 2020. I've had to coach my own. I've had to let go of a few things so I could focus on what I needed to focus on. I had faith it was going to work out. You know what? Did. Faith is one of the most important things in Think and Grow Rich. There's this poem that I really like. I want to share with you guys that I don't know who the author is, but I'm going to try to do it justice. It's called The Declaration of Faith. Have faith in yourself. Faith is infinite. Faith is the eternal elixir which gives life power and action to the impulse of thought. Faith is the starting point of the accumulation of riches. Faith is the basis of all miracles and all mysteries that cannot be analyzed by the rules of science. Faith is the only known antidote to failure. Faith is the element, the chemical, which when mixed with prayer gives direct communication with infinite intelligence. Faith is the element which transforms the ordinary vibration of thought created by the finite mind of man or woman to the spiritual equivalent. Faith is the only agency which the cosmic force of infinite intelligence can be harnessed and used by man or woman. No, I've got to throw that in there, guys. Faith is the starting point of all riches in your life. There is a self-confidence formula. It is autosuggestion. I don't believe in affirmations that you can go out to your garden and go, there are no weeds, there are no weeds, there are no weeds. You look around. And there's weeds. I know that I have the ability to achieve any object in my entire life. I can demand of myself persistence and continuous action towards the attainment. And I'm here now to render you action. Every woman or man is where they are because of the dominating thoughts which persistently occupy their mind. I want you to take a few minutes after this podcast, take 10 minutes and re-listen to that statement over and over again. Write it down. I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. Therefore, I demand of myself persistence, conscientious action toward its attainment. And I'm here now to promise to render such action. Each time you repeat it, try to memorize it, one phrase at a time. And at the end, repeat it over and over and over again. Now, here's a success story. Mahatma Gandhi, you might know him as Gandhi, had more power than any man living at his time. How did he come to that power? He had accomplished through infinite faith which was the strongest military power on earth that could not, and would never accomplish it through soldiers or equipment. He accomplished the astounding feat of influencing 200 million minds to move in unison, a single mind. What other force on earth except for faith could do as much? Muhammad Gandhi. Another auto-suggestion for self-confidence could be, I realize the dominating thoughts in my mind will eventually reproduce themselves in outward physical action and gradually transform themselves into the physical reality. I will concentrate my thoughts for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking the person I intend to become, thereby creating in my mind a clear mental picture of that person. Take a few minutes after this podcast and think about that statement I just read aloud. Write it down, say it aloud, and say it with feelings. These are the words you use to claim your emotion and make them yours. Each time you repeat it, try to memorize it. Any ideal plan or purpose may be placed in the mind through the power of thought. Thoughts are mixed with any feelings or emotions, make this magnificent force of similar or related thoughts. The human mind is constantly attracting vibrations which harmonize what dominates the human mind. That subconscious mind listens to the auto-suggestion that you tell yourself over and over and over again. If you tell yourself over and over again, I'm not going to make it, I'm going to fail, I should listen to Sally, the sad person that tells me that, I can't make it, that she just sits there on her little chair and she's sad and worried about her life, and she can't do anything with her life, so she tells me I can't do anything with my life and I should probably listen to her. No, don't listen to stupid Sally. Because if you listen to her and you play over and over and over in your head this auto-suggestion, the truth is your subconscious mind is going to pick up on it. You want to turn that off and turn something on that's positive, uplifting. Put those affirmations in your head, those incantations. Go on YouTube and put in positive incantations by Tony Robbins and play them over and over and over again. So when you have a stupid Sally say something, you're going to be able to squash that in seconds. I'm thankful for those people that gave me all those negative thoughts so that I could overcome them. Like that. It's taken me years to get there, from what your parents used to say to you, or your friend, or your sister, or your ex-husband, or your ex-boyfriend. It's so important to program your subconscious mind, because 80% of a happy life is the mind. And when you can train it like a muscle that you train every day, it's amazing what you can do. The subconscious mind is a chemical laboratory in which impulses are combined to make that translation a physical reality. Whoa, Christy, what does that mean? That's pretty deep. I don't like to go that deep, but it's true. Nothing in this world would exist if it didn't come into somebody's mind first. The paperclip, somebody had to come up with it. The hydro flask, somebody had to think of it and then come up with it. Napoleon Hill, he had to think of Think and Grow Rich, and he had to come up with it. The subconscious mind makes no distinction between constructive and destructive impulses. The subconscious mind will translate into reality through fear, or it will be courage or faith. Whatever you program your subconscious mind to be, that's what you're going to have. You have to program your mind in such a way to have faith. The subconscious mind will transmutate into a physical reality. That's why you have disease. Disease. Because people worry. They don't have faith. The mainstream media, social media, what you eat physically and what you eat spiritually, whatever you eat with your eyes, it will be fear or faith. And whatever it is, your universe is going to carry it out. I remember the first time I read Think and Grow Rich. It went like this. I open it up. I'm reading it. It was about 5 years ago. I even told my best friend at the time, this crap's for the birds. I don't know why all these people that are rich are telling people to read Think and Grow Rich, because it makes no sense. It was way over my head. So I got to a certain point and I said, no more of this book for me. I'm good. And then something happened one day that I thought, you know what? I need to power through and read the whole book. Now I've read every version of the book 20 times. And the reason I have a podcast on it and I train people live and I have a mastermind on it, I want to understand it inside and out. I want to be able to have it programmed in my subconscious mind. And I knew it was much bigger than me. If I would have put that book down and not had faith it was for me, it wouldn't have changed my life. When I hit rock bottom, I would have stayed there a year ago, instead of pulling up my big girl panties and getting back to work. Somewhere inside you, there lies a sleeping seed of achievement. Aroused, it will go into action that will carry you to heights that you never even hoped you would have attained. Just as a master musician may cause the most beautiful music to pour from the strings of the violin, so you also hold the ability to arouse the genius, the greatness that you have in your sleeping mind, and can help you get to whatever goal it is that you want to achieve, that you wish to achieve. You have it within you. Kind of like the wind that carries a ship from east to west. The law of autosuggestion will lift you up higher and higher. My daughter told me today I shouldn't sing. Or it's going to pull you down. According to the way you set your sails. According to the way you programmed your subconscious mind. The power of your thought is amazing. Riches come in the form of thought. Riches in family, richness in growth, richness in contribution, richness in your finances, richness in your business. The amount is only limited by the person that's sitting right in front of you, looking in the camera, looking in the mirror. You have to put these thoughts into motion. Faith removes your limitations. Remember this when you're ready to bargain for your life for whatever you ask for. Because whatever you ask for, you're going to get. Riches begin in the form of thought. Just as electricity will turn the wheels of an industry and render us useful services, electricity can snuff out life if it's used incorrectly. The law of autosuggestion can lead you to peace and prosperity, or down in the valley of misery, failure, death, depending how you apply the autosuggestion. This was faith, and how faith and autosuggestion can change your life for the better. One of my favorite incantations I'm going to end with today from Tony Robbins. Most of this stuff I've taken from Napoleon Hill. I also have studied Think and Grow Rich for the Womenpreneur from Sharon Leisure. I haven't come up with any of this stuff on my own. I just have to be honest. It comes from them, and then I teach it to you. Tony Robbins taught me this incantation many years ago. It's been about 3 years ago at Business Mastery. And I say it every day over and over again. And whenever one of those thoughts come into my mind, that stupid Sally that comes up and says, somebody from my past, a thought from my past, something that comes up. It's the incantation I say. I am a gladiator. Winter is my season. This is my time. Give me your fears. Give me your limitations, and I'll give you results. I am a gladiator. Every one of you listening to this is a gladiator. This is your season. This is your time. Give me your fears. Give me your limitations. I'll give you results. I am a gladiator. You are a gladiator. I have faith that you are a gladiator. Thanks for joining us for this Sometimes Spouse podcast, where every Monday we talk about Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Pick up that book. If you have a hard time reading it because it's difficult, the original one by Napoleon Hill, get Think and Grow Rich for Women. Get Think and Grow Rich for the Black man. Get Think and Grow Rich for entrepreneurs. Get something that breaks it down even more for you if you need it. It makes it so much simpler. Listen to Napoleon Hill on YouTube. Study it. Have it become a part of you. Read it over 20 times, and I'm enjoying rereading it with you guys. We're going to go through the steps for how many ever weeks, and then we're going to go over them again. Because I want you guys to be able to have it embedded in your subconscious. I'm Christy Ogle with the Sometimes Spouse podcast. Thank you.